Okay, boys and girls, welcome to Fairy Tale Land. I want to talk about saints. I'm going to do different videos on saints. And a saint is just a very extraordinary person who's done amazing things for God, really, and for fellow human beings. They're fellow human beings. So today I want to talk about Saint Agnes. And this is ancient Rome. This takes place in ancient Rome, ancient Italy. St. Agnes, her feast day is on January 21st. And she's the patron of the children of Mary. So let's read a little bit about St. Agnes. I'm going to read it to you. Agnes was only 12 years old when she was led to the altar of the pagan goddess Minerva in Rome to offer incense to her. Now, the ancient Romans worshipped different gods, right? Minerva, Zeus, Aphrodite, Apollo. You've heard of these, okay? Hera, Artemis. And of course, these weren't real, right? These weren't real. The stories are fun about them, and I can read some of those too to you. Mythology, that's going to be fun too. But they're not real. And there's only one true God, right? So Agnes knew this. And she didn't want to worship Minerva, a statue, right? And of course, Minerva, that's the Roman name. The Greek name, there's a Greek name, and there's a Roman name. And the Greek name for Minerva is Athena. Okay, anyway. She was made to go and, worship Minerva by offering incense. But she raised her hands to Jesus Christ and made the sign of the cross. Now, this is a Christian sign. The Romans at this time didn't like that. The soldiers bound her hands and feet. Her young hands were so thin that the chains slipped from her wrists. When the judge saw that she was not afraid of pain, he had her clothes stripped off, and she had to stand in the street before a pagan crowd. Poor thing. She cried out, "Christ will guard his own." While the crowd turned away from her, a young man dared to look at her with sinful thoughts because she was without clothes. And suddenly, a flash of lightning struck him blind. Well, he had wicked thoughts. Agnes was offered the hand of a rich young man in marriage, but she answered, "Christ is my spouse. He chose me first, and his I will be. He made my soul beautiful with the jewels of grace and virtue. I belong to him whom the angels serve." Okay, she was very strict about this. She didn't want to marry the rich young man. After having prayed, she bowed her neck to the sword. At one stroke, her head was cut off, and the angels took her soul to heaven. Well, see, the Romans killed the early Christians because they didn't understand the religion. They didn't understand the beliefs of the early Christians. And then eventually Rome became Christian. But in the beginning, they didn't know what it meant. So they killed a lot of these very good people, like Agnes. The name Agnes comes from the Latin word agnus, A-G-N-U-S, which means lamb, and reminds us of the gentleness of this young saint. And that's why you'll always see pictures of Saint Agnes. She became a saint because she died a martyr, and a martyr is someone who dies for the faith. And you'll see pictures of her with a lamb, a woman with a lamb, and that is always Saint Agnes. And she is an intercessor before God. People ask her to pray to God for them. And of course, they can pray to God too. And of course, pray to Jesus as well, of course. But people like to ask St. Agnes for help too, because she's a good woman. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.